How to write and publish your very first book. On today's video, I will be taking you step by step on how to go about writing and also publishing a book, whether you're a first-time author or even published author. I will be sharing with you my personal experience when it comes to writing and also publishing, which have worked for me and also worked for many others that have helped in terms of publishing their books. The very first thing that you need to know when it comes to writing and also publishing a book is we live in the fourth industrial revolution, which means it is information age. Information is out there. You just have to find the right kind of information. And how do you find the right kind of information? You need to follow people who have a certain profession in certain field when it comes to marketing, when it comes to editing, when it comes to distributions. Because being a published author goes a long way more than what we normally see it and also how we normally see other people doing it, which comes down to the business model that you'll be taking in order for you to actually go about distributing and also making a first sale. The very first thing that I need to highlight when it comes to writing is that we live in an information age, just like I did mention. We have a lot of information about writing books. How do you go about writing books? I highly recommend you to actually follow people who have written certain books on certain subjects that you're mostly interested in. By so doing, you allow yourself to be exposed to opportunities and also have a different approach when it comes to writing about certain things or certain subjects that you're more comfortable talking about or you're more comfortable writing about. That's why I highly recommend you to actually follow someone who has some sort of profession in certain subjects that you're also interested in. Another thing when it comes to writing, you need to understand that you do not have to be perfect to write a very good book. You have to do it more and fail more for you to actually get it right. You cannot get it right the very first time. The most common mistake that most of first-time authors make is trying to be perfect. Perfectionism is an illusion. No one starts at the top. We all started from the ground. All started from the bottom, and we built our ways up. And how are you going to build your way up if you don't want to start from the foundation? That's where you need to learn that for you to actually get it right, you have to get it wrong first. Follow people who have some sort of profession in what you are going to talk about or write about. After doing that, you need to understand that you do not have to be perfect. Just have to write how you see and also perceive the information that you're trying to deliver to your audience. Another thing that you need to learn and also understand about writing books, it is that you need to find your market, find your own tribe, and also try to engage and also gain some sort of insights and also their values when it comes to the subjects that you're going to write about. By so doing, you are engaging with your targeted audience, people that you're going to deliver your literature or your book to. By so doing, you're making your writing style and also your writing skills very easier, because at least you have an insight of what you're going to talk about, an insight of how you're going to deliver your message, which comes down to how you have decided to conduct those interviews if you have to, and also have gained some sort of insight in the subject that you're going to talk about. So when it comes to distribution, it goes a long way, where I will be breaking it down for you as I've did with writing books. But firstly, allow me to firstly explain that after writing your manuscript, after writing your very first draft, you need to hand your manuscript or your book to an editor, a professional one. Because if your book is not edited the right way, because if you do not hand your book to the right people that are going to proofread and also edit your work professionally, so your chances of making it in the writing and also distribution and also making a first sale, your chances of succeeding will be very slim. So for you to actually get it right when it comes to selling a book, because we don't sell by how it looks like, we sell by the information behind how it looks like. I'm not sure if you get it right. Another thing that I want us to talk about when it comes to editing, you need to find someone who has some sort of profession in editing. It can be a professor, your mentor, or someone who you highly respect when it comes to editing and also proofreading works. That's where AI comes in. We live in an information world, just like I did mention, that information is just out there. You just have to find the right kind of information that can highly work for you. As for me personally, my editor is the people that I'm actually working with when it comes to writing, because I'm not only am I writing books, I'm also writing articles. I'm selling my articles to local newspapers where I have my personal editors who are editing my work and also the books that I'm writing. But as for you, I highly recommend that as we are living in an information age, information is just out there. You just need to find the right systems and also the right tools to use to edit your work. You don't have it is not a must to find someone who is like an editor. We live in an information world, just like I did mention. You can find someone online who has a profession in editing or even using AI tools and also systems that can proofread and also edit your work. So let's jump into distributions. How do you go about distributing your work? There is two ways in which you can go about publishing your work. We have traditional way of publishing, and also we do have what we call self-publishing, and it favors different people based on their preferences. But I highly recommend you to take the self-publishing route because it allows you to own your rights. It allows you to actually have full control of your work, because if you're going to use the traditional one, it simply means that your work will be under a certain entity or a certain organization that might not favor what you are all about or your preferences. And do not get me wrong, it all goes a long way when it comes to negotiating. It depends on how you negotiate, what are your preferences, and also what you'd like to see and also experience when it comes to distributing via the traditional method, which favors different people from different angles. But as for myself, I am a self-published author of 3 books that I've published so far, and I can proudly say that with the self-publishing method, I've gained some sort of experience not only in publishing but in how I go about distributing and also marketing my books, which allowed me to make my first sale in the first week of distributing one of my books, the very first book that I published, which is Visionary. Another thing that you need to know when it comes to distribution, you need to understand that different contracts favors different people depending on your preferences. What I signed up for might not be what you want to sign up for. So it all goes a long way on how you want to actually distribute your work and also how you want it to be distributed, which all comes down to the method that you're going to use. So my personal distribution platform, it is the one that will appear on the screen, which is Draft Digital, which allowed me to actually distribute my work freely. So, and also it gave me a platform to actually express myself, my writing skills, without even hindering what I'm all about. It favored my preferences. I'm not sure if it would do the same for you, but I highly recommend you to actually try it out. This is not a paid advert, but it is a platform that I personally use to distribute my books, which is Draft Digital. I highly recommend you to actually try it out and see if it works for you. And another thing, guys, when it comes to distribution, you need to find a deal that best serves your preferences depending on how you're going to distribute your books. So let's jump into marketing. What are some of the marketing strategies that you're going to use when it comes to marketing your books and also selling your books, making a first sale, making a first 10 sales, making a first 100 sales? So just like I did mention, that it depends on the kind of method that you're going to use, whether traditional or self-publishing. With self-publishing, I have some sort of experience when it comes to marketing my personal work and also my books, for which I'm going to do a separate video on how do you go about marketing your very first book and also making your first sale. So guys, those are some of the things that I wanted to delve into on today's video. I'm not sure if you did happen to find value in what I've just shared with you on today's video, but if you did, please let me know in the comment section on what value you picked out in this video. And also guys, for more life-changing information, there is a book called Visionary by Duncan Mnese, which is more like a destiny helper that will take you from where you are to where you deserve to be at. I'll leave the link to the book on the description box. On that note, if you're new into this YouTube channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and press the notification bell so whenever I get to upload, you will be the first one to be notified. Let me know how this video inspired and also resonated with you on the comment section. On that note, I'll see you guys on the next YouTube video. This is your boy Duncan Mnese. I'll see you guys on the next one.